Previously on Do More Movies.
Bad YouTuber, bad. Take off your pants.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you all.
What a weird anime. I've watched all 26 episodes and the movie, and I still don't get why it's called Neon Genesis Evangelion. I sort of get the Evangelion part, just not the Neon or the Genesis part. Rent stew! Time to make a part 3! I am not making a Do More Movies part 3. No one even watches this shit. You're doing what no one else is doing, and I respect that for you. Oh yeah, like that's so original. No one's ever done that before. Oh, how's that method acting thing going? You think you're gonna become the next Jake Gyllenhaal? Come on, be realistic for a second. I put my blood, sweat, mental health, physical health, brain cells, and tears into this. And this is my reward. 36 views. So what you don't understand here is that it's all about broadcasting yourself. You know what, you're right. Maybe it is about authenticity and not about clout. Yeah, I'm gonna make a part 3, whatever. Marty Supreme is a 2025 sports drama movie directed by Josh Safdie and co-produced by Timothée Chalamet, and also he's starring in this movie. This movie is based on a true story, technically. We follow our main character Marty Mauser, who works at a shoe business owned by his dad, I think. But he doesn't want to work at a shoe business. He wants to become a table tennis player. There's a lot going on in the movie, so I'm just gonna try to get to the gist. Marty Mauser, being young, ambitious, and 23 years old, competes in a ping pong championship, but loses at the finals. His opponent in question being deaf and from Japan, being named Endo, and after that championship, he is praised and loved and wins a championship trophy for his country because he's so awesome and sexy and beautiful and talented and humble, unlike Marty. He now has to redeem himself to make enough money to perform in a championship, have him compete at the table tennis championship with Endo for one last time. And somehow, at the championship, he wins against all odds, epically. And Marty meets his son for the first time, and that's how the movie ends. And ping pong, and him failing at the championship, and having to humiliate himself in time. We had Marty Supreme blimps, Marty Supreme ping pong balls, a Marty Supreme song, a Marty Supreme t-shirt, Marty Supreme a Wheaties box. The list goes on. For one, I am grateful that this movie exists because YouTubers and other commentators have been complain about how, we don't have any more modern classics because everyone is feeding for fan art. 25 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits. 22 Google page results worth of them. I was literally just about to close. Don't care, I need my $700. Do you really think I'm gonna rob you? Come on, at this point, you're just being paranoid. Yeah, kind of. Did you know that I just literally got promoted manager yesterday? See, this right here is a real gun, okay? It's a real robbery, and everything is real. I'm sorry if this comes off as weird, but also I am not sorry. You owe me $700. This is really important to me and my tour becoming the greatest. Are you sure you want to do this? I don't care. This is what matters to me. Alright? I'll bust open your kneecap if you say no. Alright? Marty, you suck. 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 Are you sure you want to do this? Like, it's not that serious. It's literally just ping pong. Table tennis. Whatever you call it. Whatever. I see your frustrations. I will go about it. Alright, Lloyd. Fine. Are you seriously gonna put your life on the line for this? From now on, we have a deal. If I win the championship, do not call my dad, who will call the police, okay? I will win this with 100% certainty. The winner of this year's finals! Give it up for Goto Endo! Representing Japan, ladies and gentlemen! Whiplash is a 2014 drama indie film. To me, this movie felt like an R-rated Pixar movie. I liked the movie a lot. It reminded me of Ratatouille. Instead of cooking, it's music. That his methods are very overboard and questionable and borderline illegal. This situation. Amount of fan art. I'd say 25 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits, 21 Google pages worth of them. Why are you looking down there? There's no pop go. Oh, adjusting the. See, that's been your fucking problem. Let's see if you get it now. Silence! Next. Go. Don't slow down. Back up. You still suck. 1984, specifically the one from 1984, directed by Michael Radford, is a sci-fi thriller movie based on the George Orwell book of the same name. As for the book, I barely even finished Act 1, and all I remember from it was that one quote that went something like, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength," that one. This movie takes place in the dystopian year of 1984, where there's only 3 superstates perpetually at war with each other: Oceania, Eurasia, and Eastasia. Our main character, Winston Smith, works at the Ministry of Truth, which is an office cubicle job where he essentially rewrites history for propaganda purposes. Yes, I'm reading a Wikipedia article as I'm doing this, as I did with the 2 other movies, okay? Winston, along with everyone else, is living under constant surveillance of the thought police, since in this world, thought crime is a thing. The citizens are also shown primetime propaganda from Oceania 24/7. It's pretty much the only thing the citizens are allowed to watch. At the bar, at their house, they have to attend daily seminars and sermons. Every good and product that the citizens have are government owned. And about the propaganda, it's actually false war stories about Oceania's war effort in an attempt to unite the world under Big Brother's rule. I said that almost verbatim. Our main character, Winston, is haunted by childhood memories and restless desires, things that he wants to do. So he keeps a secret diary to write all about his private thoughts so that Big Brother won't find out. Winston's life then changes when she meets Julia, who works at the Ministry of Truth. But things get a bit too heated once they think about having sex. Once they do have sex, they get arrested by the thought police. Winston is then put into a torture chamber, forced to admit that he wrote down that freedom is the choice to say that 2 + 2 = 5, and is on the stretcher forced to say that 2 + 2 = 5. And also that Oceania has a major bone to pick with Emmanuel Goldstein. And after going through this absolute torture gauntlet, Winston returns to the Chestnut Cafe as a former shell of himself with other fellow thought criminals, watching a televised broadcast of him admitting all of his thought crimes. So what I think about the movie, I think it's a bit overrated. I don't necessarily hate it. Like, there are some stuff that it did right. Like, that bed stretching scene was very good. I enjoyed that, because of how, tense and brutal it is. But, to me, it's one of those stories that is more interesting to talk about than to, actually watch. I know, 1984 as a book is on the list of, books that you were forced to read in high school or middle school. But this isn't about the book, this is about the movie. As for the Red Pill community, circa 2022, this used to be an overused term for, saying that you were getting silenced or getting attacked by, other people online, And I get the point. Cancel culture on Twitter in the early 2020s was really bad. But you can take it too far, alright? In reality, getting banned on Twitter is not the same as being thrown into a torture chamber, being forced to expose yourself, and, facing your worst fears and stuff, because you're under the surveillance of Big Brother and stuff. 1984 from the start was meant to be a critique on totalitarianism. It's not about capitalism or communism or whatever, it's totalitarianism. Amount of fan art, 13 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits. This isn't an accurate metric because half of the videos are about 1984 on TikTok are people talking about 1984. But in terms of Google page results, I see it's 20.
We don't start videos out like this, but today is a special occasion. Earlier, I found out that someone I made a video on got offended and has started a mass flagging campaign against me to try and get this video taken down.
Come on, didn't you watch the
who was out
last
of the loop,
video?
a few days
Obviously,
ago,
she was
I made a
terrible.
video about a YouTuber who goes by Illymation or Alyssa, where I basically
Where'd she
spent
get
30
this
minutes
video
saying,
from?
I don't
Did
like
it
your
just say
video,
she?
and here's
I mean,
why.
here,
A thing
it
that
says
many
speech
YouTubers
impediment.
do.
Don't you know
I
that's
criticize other
insensitive?
YouTubers, other YouTubers have
too
criticized
woke.
me. Sometimes we have a little internet battle. Those are fun. And by the end of it, everyone
That's
moves
just how
on
it
with
is,
their
I
life after
guess.
about a week or two. Except Alyssa. Now, because of the urgency of the situation, and considering that my channel is on the line, because Alyssa has millions of followers, and she's well connected to a bunch of
really?
other
Like
powerful
there's a giant
YouTubers,
mask.
I rushed to make a community
Well,
post
you're on the
about
side
it,
of
just
Noah
in case I got a
Samson, too.
channel strike
Obviously,
before
Noah
I got the
Samson.
chance to
Shh.
comment. If
Quiet.
you already read that
Let me
community
watch my
post, I gave the gist
propaganda.
of the situation there, but I'll be going further into detail in this video. That being said, earlier
What
I
are you
received an
doing?
email from a follower
I'm just
giving
trying
a
to open a bag
well-detailed
of chips.
description
In a
about how
tin
Alyssa is trying to
can?
get me a channel strike
How heavy
because
is
she
that?
didn't like the video that she is
Not that
admits to
heavy.
not even watching. If you didn't watch it, how do you know what's in it? Well, a friend of hers told her it was bad. Wait, isn't this the exact kind of research that I criticized her for in the video? That's funny. Now, before we go
Did
any
you see
further,
something?
I will say that I
No.
began this journey
I
with a
was
bunch of
tripping.
people saying that Alyssa was deleting comments on her perks of being the
Oh, who did that? I don't know who did it. Something else. What's going on? This is so garbage. Why even make YouTube videos? At least it's better than Freedom Tunes. Okay, so for the third part, we're already starting to run out of Doomer movies. From how I see it, it's either Black Swan or American History X. Honestly, I'm a bit scared of going into Black Swan. I've heard it was good, but the last Darren Aronofsky movie I watched was The Wrestler. That movie was very hard to watch. Okay, your fate is already sealed. This is as literally me as it gets. The next movie you're gonna talk about is Blade Runner 2049 and Joker. Decided by whom? Can I please just watch one movie that isn't an R-rated drama? For once? Well, you've talked about Apocalypse Now before. You can talk about this movie. I've decided it. I don't know all these people, but I think I know most of them. I don't want to go into Derek, alright? I'm not talking about American History X, alright? I am talking about American History X. American History X is a 1998 crime movie, as it says on Google, directed by Tony Kaye, starring the Edward Norton from Fight Club. It is a super intense, deep, and emotional movie. It tackles a wide array of social political issues like systemic racism, immigration, and many more. The gist of the plot is basically Danny is forced to by his principal after writing a racist essay to write an essay about his older brother Derek and all about his life before his recent incarceration. After his older brother Derek committed a heinous hate crime, he is known for being a notorious neo-Nazi leader. Derek only gets 3 years in prison for reasons, and his friends do not like him for that, as he realized that this lifestyle has been very destructive. That's sort of like the most PG way I could put this plot of the movie. The only reason why I'm even talking about this movie is because, one, I watched this movie before at the ripe age of 16, and second, I saw this movie on an IMDb list called Alpha Male Movies, and I don't know, to me, Alpha Male Movies are sort of interchangeable from like Doomer movies, or literally me movies, or like whatever, so to me it just fits under the same umbrella. Long story short, Derek's dad got killed by a black guy while he was doing his job, and Danny dies at the end because his classmate was mad that his dad killed his dad. It's kind of a difficult movie for me to watch. I don't know, just look into it, I guess. I can't believe I could have talked about Inglourious Bastards, or Limitless, or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or The Dark Knight, or Top Gun, or Pulp Fiction. Or wait, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is on this list 2 times, really? Amount of fan art. Wait, this movie has fan art? 34 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits.
24 Google pages worth of them.
Alright, now here comes the hard part. Finding a Cena parody. I don't know, it's like such a touchy movie. I feel like it's gonna be difficult to pick one. You know, has anyone even parodied that movie before? I know people have parodied Whiplash before, but I don't know. You got any ideas? We could do the jail scene. No, we can't do the jail scene. The shower one. No. I don't know, maybe a car scene. The principal meeting scene, I guess. I don't know, maybe I just gotta get the mood in, you know. It's almost dark, you know. It's black and white. And there's dramatic violin music. There's a guy stealing our car. Wait a minute. There's a guy stealing our car! Holy...
Jesus bleibet meine Freude.
Isn't that a bit excessive? Look, in dire straits like this, sometimes excessive power is necessary. There, that's your parody. Seven is a 1995 crime horror movie directed by David Fincher. The movie revolves around the two characters, Mills and William, who are given 7 days to track down a particular serial killer whose all of its murders are themed after the 7 deadly sins. The reason why the killer is doing all of this is the intention to spread some multifaceted and cryptic message about human sin. What I liked about this movie is that it was thrilling, that's for sure. I liked how unpredictable the plot is and like how it was structured into 7 days, you know. It reminded me a lot of Memento with its vibe and its atmosphere. The twist ending definitely did get me, even though I kind of already got it spoiled from me via AI overview. And the villain was so smart in the movie, managing to pull an Uno reverse on our main character Mills by the end, having him framed as a killer. Now, this is a very stressful situation for both Mills and William, but Mills is only obsessed with tracking down the killer, but Michael over here William is a bit different, you know. He's more of trying to study this phenomenon rather than Mills, who just wants to track down the killer. Amount of fan art, 28 Google page results worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits, 21 Google page results worth of them. What was in this box? Well, it's best that you don't know. 'Cause in the movie, when they found out, it caused Brad Pitt to shoot the killer, you know? and get arrested because his wife's head was in the box. There we go. I guess it'll be a catalyst for one of the most spoiled endings in all of fiction. Not as much as like The Sixth Sense or Fight Club, but hey, it would be on there. Or last time I checked on IMDb, an IMDb list was on number 29. It said clearly on the box, warning 7 spoilers, but if you decide to watch through that part, you would have stuck around long enough to see that I spoiled the ending for you. You know, I wasn't joking, it actually was a 7 spoiler. I learned that the hard way when I looked up 7 spoilers, and I got spoiled the ending by Google's AI overview. So, let this be a cautionary tale. I keep getting shot at by police officers for this. Hey, I told you to get out! This is an active crime scene! The Truman Show is a comedy sci-fi movie from 1998, directed by Peter Weir and starring Jim Carrey. The movie follows our main character, Truman, who has been raised in a Hollywood set since birth, and he doesn't even know. He has dreams of traveling the world and going to Fiji, but after a traumatic boating incident with his dad, he's been afraid of water ever since. In the show, there is over 5,000 cameras around this set, a set so massive that it rivals that of the Great Wall of China, and is being used to film Truman 24/7, 365. The longer the movie goes on, the more cracks Truman starts to see, and he soon finds out that everyone is trying to get him to stay on the film set, with the amount of fear-mongering when it comes to travel, and the fact that, like, the set just comes up with new and creative ways to prevent Truman from getting out or seeing something weird or out of place. Truman gets reunited with his dead father in hopes to bring back control with Truman, but the next day, Christof finds that Truman has been missing because he escaped the film set. But it doesn't matter because Christof can't kill Truman because it would be really bad for the ratings, so just lets him escape or something. This movie is described by many as a secret horror movie, as it essentially puts the reality in reality TV when it comes to this fictional TV show. I don't know how to explain what I think the point of this movie is without sounding pretentious, so I'm just going to say it. This is a movie about psychological torture and conditioning, a metaphor for working conditions in sitcoms, the sacrifices we are willing to make for production and making pieces of entertainment for the masses. But that's just me though. What does Moon think about this movie?
Is enough to bring down the false reality he'd been living in. As he goes through the door, this symbolizes Truman taking back control and turning back on a sterile, hollowed out reality. And today, we're in the same process. The increasingly ridiculousness of our society and the habitus that we're servile to is beginning to crack. With our world, economy, and culture crumbling into the ground, we're seeing a rejection of this tied system. We're seeing new waves of younger generations dropping out of the workforce, rejecting the habitus imposed on them. And
wait a minute, did he just say that, like, the fake set of, like, the Truman Show is more exciting than the real world? What? Amount of fan art, 17 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits, 24 Google pages worth of them.
cracks are starting to show everywhere you look, and the game is collapsing in on itself. So the question is, where does it go?
So is the Truman Show about societal collapse all of a sudden? Good morning, good evening, and good night. I give up. For real though, I kind of feel like I'm Michael Jackson right now or something. What does this have to do with the Truman Show? I don't know. Something. Joaquin Phoenix Joker from 2019. Where do I start? The movie reminded me a lot of Taxi Driver, and that's probably because it took heavy inspiration from it, and that Robert De Niro is in it, apparently. This is about as doomer as it gets. I liked the movie. It got kind of painful to watch near the end. It was such like a sad movie, you know, it really humanizes Joker, I'd say. You get the point. Of fan art, 20 Google pages worth of them. Amount of TikTok edits, 19 Google pages worth of them. So yeah, that's about it. I really didn't know how to end this video. I know the second half was very rushed, but that's because I was running out of time and I have to go on a vacation tomorrow. So yeah, I have to get this out really quickly. My schedule and my social calendar was getting very full, but hey, at least I finished it, you know?